Hello, hello. Hi. How's everybody doing? How are you? When you come on, type a note in the comments to let me know you're here. We are using StreamYard, so in order for me to see your name, you'll have to go to facebook.com/StreamYard to grant permission for me to see your name. So say hello when you're here. Let me know if you can hear me. I am going to switch over to my phone for just a minute and make sure that I can hear myself. Yep, I can hear myself. Okay. So hello. Hello, Donna. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Aveda. It's late for you. Did you stay up to join in the fun? Are you going to stay up for a little while, or are you going to bed soon? Yeah, it's what time? It's after midnight, right? No, it's 11:30. Okay. Hi, Evelyn. So we usually go on live in the afternoons. I'm on the East Coast time in the United States. And so I thought, what the heck, let's do 6:30 p.m. so we can get a few more uh, East Coast, United States people joining in, because usually when we go live, it's in the middle of the day and a lot of people in the US are working. So anyway, I thought I would schedule it for a little bit later, and we'll just mix it up with our lives and we'll figure out what works and go from there. So, okay, Aveda is going to go to bed soon. So with StreamYard, we are streaming live in 3 different places. We're on our YouTube channel, we're on Facebook, and we are also on our Facebook group. So I can see the comments from everywhere, but you will only be able to see the comments from wherever you are watching. So I may respond to something that doesn't make sense to you because you haven't seen a comment for it, but just know I'm not talking to myself. Hi, Anne. Hi, Las Vegas. Hi, Chris. Hi, Francis. So let me know. Let me know where you're from. Hi, Nancy. Let me know where you're from when you pop on. And again, just as a reminder, if you haven't granted StreamYard permission before, just real quickly, if you'll go to streamyard.com/Facebook and allow StreamYard to let me see your name, because a lot of times when the comments come over, it just says Facebook user and I can't see who's talking. So hi, Terry. Hello, Pennsylvania in the house. I actually had a question earlier that I'm just going to go ahead and answer now. Somebody asked, what is shabby chic? What does that mean? Well, it can mean a lot of different things. My best advice would be to follow our design team member, Love Shabby Chic. Her name is Juliana. She's in the United Kingdom. And just about every project she does is shabby chic, but it's really like a lot of vintage roses, a lot of distressing, very kind of cottage style vintage feel. And so in this collection, our brand new spring release, we have a lot of shabby chic. So we thought it would be a perfect time to do our challenge just with shabby chic. So I'm actually going to do 2 projects tonight, maybe 1.5. We'll see how far I get. Hi, Iris. Hello, Kimberly. Hi, Donna. Donna's from North Carolina. Hi, Anita. Anita is in the Netherlands. Wow, it's late there too. Hi, Tammy. So a couple first timers. Tammy, it's your first time watching. Great. We hope you enjoy it. And we hope you come back. So shabby chic, that's the theme. And every month we do a challenge where we invite you to participate share your projects on our Decoupage Queen Facebook group. And for this one, I can't remember what the hashtag we're using is. Evada or Nancy, can you drop in the hashtag that they're supposed to use when they share their Shabby Chic project with Decoupage Queen paper? I think it's Shabby Chic March, but I'm not sure. Hashtag Shabby Chic March. And so what we do is if we have at least 6 people who share a project that goes along with the theme, and we don't judge how well or how not well you stuck to theme, okay? I'm just saying. If we have at least 6 people, then we choose a random winner at the end of every month to win $50 to our store, and you can win a Decoupage Queen apron or t-shirt. So it's a lot of fun. Last month we had steampunk, so you saw a lot of steampunk entries. And we had a lot of entries. Nancy, how many entries did we have last month? It was a lot. So I'm hoping this month you'll be inspired and you will want to join in. So yeah, it's hashtag Shabby Chic March. Let's see. Yeah, February we had some really, really awesome entries. 18 entries. Wow, that's a lot. So yeah, hashtag Shabby Chic March. Okay. And it's from now all the way to the end of March. So you have a lot of time, and I'm going to kick us off. We've got brand new, spring papers that are absolutely perfect for this challenge. I'm going to show you a couple. I'm going to kick us off and we'll just go ahead and dive right in. And my kids are eating dinner out there. If you hear them yell mom and I disappear for a minute, that's why. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down, and we'll show you what I have going on here, and then I'll rotate it as well so you can kind of share the same view with me. I am sorry if you're getting a little bit seasick here. Let me just push this up, and okay, and then I'll adjust. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you can see a little bit, and you can work alongside with me. So, or you could just watch what I'm doing, because I didn't tell you in advance what I was using. So I don't expect you to work alongside with me. But I'm going to show you a couple things that I had in mind, and I might get to this project, I might not. But basically what I'm going to do is I want to do like a pair of Shabby Chic little wall boards, little wall hangings. And so for this project, what I did is I pulled out this IOD frames mold, which I absolutely love. And I casted all of these pieces in this black resin. This is Alumilite. I'm showing you one part, but it's actually, this is a 2-part resin and it's black. And I painted the inner parts white, and then I painted the outer parts a mud gray. This is mud gray by Pentart. So that's all I've done here. So just, you know, I haven't worked that far ahead, except for this one. I did finish it. So I'll kind of show you what the idea is I wanted to make just a little board with these tiny little vignettes to showcase our Shabby Chic collection. Hi, Dorothy, you're welcome. I hope you were able to get it printed. Hopefully somebody was able to help you out with that. Hi, Lynette. Okay, so that's this one. I'm going to put this to the side because I'm only going to do this if I finish this one fast. And then I'll start on this next one. So what I'm going to do with this one is something a little bit different. And I'm actually going to make a portrait. So I love this paper. This is the Roses and Stripes, I think it's called, from the spring collection. And I am going to set that on the background, and then I'm going to use the portrait of her right in the middle with this frame. So, and that's this one here. Okay. So this frame is one that I got. I think I got it on Amazon. I'm not sure, to be honest. But I love frame molds. I love them. And so every time I find one that's different and unique, I buy it. So that's what this is. And this is, again, it's casted in that black Alumilite resin. You could use any resin. You could use clay. It doesn't matter. But I like the black because for me, it's easier to paint over it and to get like all the detail that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. But the first thing that I'm going to do, so I primed this board and I used acrylic primer by Pentart, and then I sanded it. Okay, so that's already done. And I'm going to go ahead and figure out where I need to cut a hole, because I'm going to cut a hole here because I don't want to decoupage. I don't want to decoupage her over the patterned paper, because you're going to be able to see the stripes and stuff if I do that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cut the hole before I stick it on. So that means that I have to figure out my placement, okay, which I'm doing right now. So the frame is just slightly bigger at the top and the bottom than the board, but it doesn't matter. It's totally fine. It can be a little bit bigger. So has anybody, if you have, let me know, but have any of you gotten any spring papers yet? I know my retailers had them as early as last week. So I'm just curious if anyone watching has them and if you've used them. If you have, let me know what you've used. If you haven't and you're dying to get some, let me know which ones you are most excited about. So I'm just curious. I always like to know like what everybody is kind of, you know, especially when they first come out. It's really hard to know, you know, which ones are going to be the sought after ones. So I'm just curious. Dorothy, lavender and roses, but need the steampunk ones. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking a little bit of water to trim out this hole just right around the edge of this little frame. And so you'll see that that's nice and wet, and then I'll just be able to pop that right out without tearing the rest of my paper. So it's actually easier to see if I flip it over. Okay. So yeah, the lavender, so far the lavender has been pretty popular. Lavender Sisters has actually been really popular so far. And Abandon, the one with the truck, everybody seems to be enjoying that one. So we'll see. You know, I'm always excited when people start getting them in their hands and then start sharing projects with them. You know, I'm always super excited about that. So, and then the design team is now starting to get them too. So, and that's one thing, you know, the design team and us, like we actually get them at the same time as you guys. you know, and I could probably time that better, but I don't want, like, the minute I get them, I don't want to hold you up from them. I want to get them out there as soon as possible. Yes, Dorothy, the scrapbook collections are available. So they are all out there as well. So see how easy that was? I just kind of cut it out and then trimmed around. I did the water line right around that frame. And then I was able to just poke it right out. So with a very clean, and I can save that for I can save that piece for something else. Hello, Solly. We have a lot of night owls on tonight over in Europe tonight. So we'll see how long everybody lasts. All you late night people. Of course, I know Solly's all up till wee hours usually. So that's kind of the idea. This is what I'm doing here. And this actually isn't going to take very long at all. So let me get this on first, and then I'll put her on, and then I'll go ahead and put that frame on. So I am going to use, I'm going to use the Pentart matte varnish. And I like this because it goes on really smooth and it is matte. So it's going to dry with a nice matte finish. And pardon me, but I'm going to stand up because I've got this pushed up a little high. Not everyone has yeah, that's the thing, is like not everybody buys it all, you know, and I don't dictate to our retailers, you know, what to buy. So yeah, but a lot of people have some really great selections. So, you know, and what I find is that the retailers will tend to, you know, they'll get a lot of one thing, like steampunk, if that's kind of their thing, but maybe not so much of the shabby stuff or whatever. So yeah. This is a nice thick decoupage glue with very good adhesion. So that is what I'm using here. And I'm just going to do this little surface layer. And, you know, one thing I will say, when you're doing decoupage, if you're new to this, you know, if you're old, you know, if you've been doing this a while, you know these things. But if you're new to this, you know, put your layer on the bottom. Always start with a clean, I like to use a white surface so that the paper will be vibrant. Some people don't mind the kind of grungy look. And the most important thing is, once you've got that glue on, stop touching it. Don't overwork it. You know, your fingerprints, that's my Southern coming out. Your fingers can lift the ink off. So you want to make sure that you're not touching it once you put that glue down. Okay. All right. So there we go. That's step one. And I'm going to go ahead and stick her down as well, right here in the middle. And then maybe I'll work on some of those little mini frames here. There we go. Make sure she's not crooked. So we'll just put her right there, right where that hole was. We made the perfect little space for her. And I'm not worried about these edges because that frame, of course, is going to cover right over the top of that. Okay. So I'm just going to set this off to the side for a minute, let that kind of dry a little bit, and then I'll glue my frame on. Susan, where do you live? You know, we're adding retailers all the time. And one thing you can do is, if you know of like a antique market or a co-op booth rental place that's near you, you can always go ask one of those retailers to get in touch with us. I know people who have done that, and I've gotten several retailers that way just by people coming in and asking if they carry Decoupage Queen papers. So don't be afraid to do that. Okay, so before I do anything else with her, I'm going to put her to the side. I'm going to go ahead. I didn't paint this board white, so I'm going to go ahead and paint this board white here. And if you just came on and you didn't see my second project, I'll show you real quickly what I'm going to do with my second project. I'm going to do this little board with this paper, and then I'm going to do some of the Shabby Chic papers done like with a little kind of these little vignettes. Okay. And I'm going to glue those on and make a second complementary little board like that. Okay. So this one I did do, I finished that one already with just all the little pieces, you know, little scraps and whatnot. So this frame actually doesn't have a backing, so I made my own. Okay, and I just used like cardboard. So before I go any further there, though, I need to paint this white. So I'm going to do that. Okay, if we have any retailers in Massachusetts, or anyone knows anyone in Massachusetts who wants to carry the paper, Susan is looking for a retailer. So yeah, I don't think we have anyone in Massachusetts yet. We've got plenty. We've got several in New York. We have several others in the Northeast Pennsylvania. So I don't think we have anybody in New Jersey, but none in, I think we have one in Connecticut. Pretty sure we don't have anybody in Massachusetts. So we need Massachusetts. So anyway, yeah, this is just primer, and I didn't have time to prep this board. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this one white also. And then we'll decoupage that green paper on here. And this stuff dries really quick. This is just primer, so it will dry super fast. And I won't subject you guys to the hair dryer. So anyway, I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm not syncing as much. Okay, so I'm just going to put that one to the side as well. Now, I think what I want to do is I want to work on these little vignettes next, and kind of get those out of the way while my other stuff is drying. So what I had in mind for this one is one of these little rose cards paper. And no, the scrapbook sets are heavy cardstock. So they are 65-pound cardstock. It is not rice paper. Okay, so yes, sweetie.
Can I have toast?
Yes, you can have toast. My son wanted to know if he could have toast. Yes, he can have toast. All right, so so let me just show you what I had in mind. It's just this little rose card here, okay, as one of the vignettes. So I'm going to do that. Let me grab a pencil. You guys, I don't know if you heard me say this, but I should probably share pictures, but I had a professional organizer come clean up help me organize my craft room. Totally life-changing. I can actually find things now. Everything has a place. I mean, it's just been awesome. And I'm somebody who is like, no, you know, I can do that myself. And how much is that going to cost me? And da 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 da. You know, and I just bit the bullet. I'm like, something's got to change. I can't find anything. I didn't even want to work in here because it was just so messy. And so I just went for it. And I can't tell you how much of a difference it's made. So if that is something that you have been considering, I just have to say, just go for it. Yeah. So it wasn't cheap, but you know, I got the one where I literally had to do nothing. And she came in, she didn't make me throw anything away, which I love that. You know, I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. And everything has a place. It's labeled. She bought organizers. I mean, it's awesome. So anyway, I can't say enough good things about having done that. So super excited about that. So I'm trying to position my little backing here to where it's going to be sort of centered with that card. Okay, I think that's going to work right there. So let me take that off and I will go ahead and stick this on. Let's see. Here we go. Use this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick this on right now. And again, I just painted that cardboard white too. And then I'll just trim it up, like, because I've got edges and stuff, which is no big deal. I'll just trim those up. And we'll get one of these done for sure. And then we'll see how we do with the others. So it is Shabby Chic night over here. And these two little projects are just going to look so cute together. So I'm really excited. All right, so let me stick that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and tear off my extra. I know I said don't touch it while it's wet. See, this is what happens if you touch it while it's wet. You can lift off some of that ink. So that's a good example of what not to do. Don't touch it while it's wet. But that part's going to be covered up by the frame anyway. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and keep ripping here. And actually what I can do is just kind of glue that around in the back. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Did you need something? Or are you just watching? I'm just watching. Okay. My daughter Emily wants to say hello. You can say hello, Emily.
Where's the camera?
It's right here.
Oh.
It's on my project.
Hi.
Emily saying hello. So let me get my glue. And I know where my glue is. I know I knew I needed my glue and I knew exactly where to go.
Did you tell me why?
Yes. Yes, I did. Because I was recommending that everybody, if they have ever considered getting somebody to help them get organized, that they should definitely just go for it. So I'm using Heavy Body Gel. This is also a Pentart product. And I'm just gonna, this is actually probably overkill for the project that I'm doing, because this is meant to hold like really heavy things to heavy things. And of course I'm just attaching cardboard. So it is probably overkill, but it's gonna stick immediately, which is what I want. So that is that. How are the potatoes?
Good.
Okay. Awesome. And let me make sure I don't get this upside down. And Chris says hello. Yes, Terry, I should post some, although even though it's organized, it is a little bit of a mess right now. We've been using this room to package up our retailer orders. And so we've got stuff kind of everywhere at the moment. Okay, so there we go. We are framed. We've got that rose card framed right there. That's exactly how I want it. And again, I can trim up and paint, like finish off that back later. That's no big deal. So let me go ahead and close that. Would you get me some paper towels? Thank you. And yeah, just a roll would be fine. I will go ahead and wipe up all this goop from the back so it doesn't stick to my my fancy Tim Holtz board here. Okay, so now I've got that on there, and I'm going to go ahead and paint it and show you how I got the yes, exactly, do as I say, not as I do, right? I'm going to show you how I got the shabby effect that I achieved here. Okay, so we're going to do the same situation. All right, so this is just black. Thank you. This is not painted at all. This is just black resin on here. And let me zoom in so you can see. It's it comes that way. So this is Alumarez and it's black resin. All right. And let me grab my little brush. We'll just use this one. And I'm going to use this Pentart mud gray paint. Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and do it just over. And I want the black and those details, like, so I'm not trying to get into all the little crevices. I want that darker color there in those details. So I'm just kind of going softly around it. This is one of my favorite. This and Earthy Brown are two of my favorite Pentart colors. So they have every color you could possibly think of. Yes, they have teal.
Do they have seafoam?
They have seafoam. They have every color you can think of.
Big seafoam would be my favorite.
Seafoam would be your favorite. Okay, that's what I kind of did that dragon box. You know the dragon box I did?
Yeah.
I did that. And the so again, I'm not trying to completely cover everything. Yes, I'm keeping the black details, which is part of the reason why I really love using black resin. Because then you don't have to paint it black. You know, it's just already black. And you keep all those details in there. Okay. So, I mean, if you used white resin, you could definitely achieve the same thing, or clay even. by painting the whole thing black first. I mean, you could definitely do that if you wanted to get this same effect with what you have. You do not, I repeat, you do not need to go out and buy black resin. Okay. Terry Berry. Oh, Terry Lightsy. Terry and Jess are having a little moment there. Sorry, somebody's calling me. Someone from California is calling me. From Anaheim. Maybe they're calling from Disney. Maybe I won something from Disney. Okay, so that's kind of and that green is kind of the mud gray, I should say, translates kind of to an olivey green color. And I did the same thing here. So I've already done it there. So it translates kind of to an olivey green color. And I'm going to put that to the side, let that dry. And then I'll hit it with a little bit of off-white, like dry brushing. And then I'll put some gold wax on it.
You did a mini one.
Yes, I'm doing these little mini ones. All right, so now I'm back to my big canvas. I'm going to switch on you again. And I'm going to go ahead and get that big frame on. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So let me get this big frame on. And let me zoom out. There we go. Can you see? Can you hear? Can everybody still see? And can you still hear? So let me get this big frame on, and then I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm doing all my frames the same way, just to keep the kind of the color palette harmonious. So, you know, what I'm shooting for here is like a pink and green color palette. Pink and green color palette. So Jess, yeah, so Pentart, let me just talk a little bit about Pentart for a minute. You are going to see us, Decoupage Queen, you are going to see us using a lot more Pentart products. I haven't made any official announcements yet, only because I don't have a ton of inventory. But Decoupage Queen and the brand that owns Decoupage Queen, which is Royal Court Arts and Crafts, is going to, and it's me. It's just me. It's just another company name. But we are going to be the distributors in the United States for Pentart. In fact, we already are. They're already sending people to us who ask. But all of our retailers in the United States will have access to the whole line. So it is pretty soon, it is going to be a lot more readily available than it currently is. Right now, I'm one of only a couple of sellers on Etsy that has it. So we are all going to get to use it. Now, I am not going to sell it on decoupagequeen.com, but I am offering it to all of my retailers. And so if you have a retailer that you like, who also stocks Decoupage Queen paper, pretty soon, and they may not even realize it yet either. I have announced it with them, but they may not be up to speed, but pretty soon they will be able to get it through us. So I'm super excited. I love the brand. And as you guys know, I really only use products that I feel like I can stand behind. And of course, quality is the most important thing to me, truly. I'm not ever going to, sell junk. It has to be the best. So I can say, after using the Pentart line for about a year now, I can say I believe in it. And I love the whole product line. So, yep. So Pentart has all the metallics, they have all the waxes. So they are very similar to Prima. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. This is again the mud gray, and I've stuck that on the same way that I showed you with the little mini frame. I stuck it on with the heavy body gel, and I'm just kind of going over this with the mud gray to, and I'm going to leave some of those details. So what do you need, sweetie? So Iris, I'm actually going to be moving off of Etsy. I'll make some announcements over on my other group, the TH Decor group. But I'm going to be on Etsy probably until the end of the year, but I am going to be moving off of Etsy, and we will have a different dedicated retail site, which I don't want to talk too much about here because I have a lot of retailers who carry the same stuff. So if you're already my customer over on TH Decor, fine, but I'm not asking anybody to switch over. I love my retailers, so we want them to be successful with all these products and just have, really have good availability. So Etsy has just been a tough marketplace in the past year. It's been really difficult for sellers, I think. And part of my problem is that I cannot seem to answer all the questions that I get in the amount of time that they really want me to. And so they penalize me for it. Well, I've got a lot of other stuff going on, and Etsy is not my life. So anyway, that's neither here nor there, but just my little rant. All right, so I've got a little piece of resin here that I don't want, so I'm going to try to dig that out. Let's see. Stuck in there. Do you know where any tweezers are, Emily?
There should be some in the garage. Small ones.
Yeah, I need some little tweezers or something. Actually, never mind. I just got it. Okay. Yep. So anyway, lots of fun stuff coming. I've got a shipment of Pentart coming in by sea. It's 170 boxes. It's 170 boxes worth of products. So anyway, so this is kind of the look here. It might be a little hard to see because it's dark in here, but this is the first step. Okay. And you can get the full effect once she dries. And is this ready? No, that's not ready. So I'll do another little vignette here. Isn't that pretty, Nancy? Do you think I should do some fine line? Can you stop kicking? Do you think I should do some fine line crackle on her? Let me know, yes or no. Vote in the comments, yes or no. Should we do some fine line crackle on her? I think she's pretty enough without it, but I would not be opposed to doing that. All right, so let's get a couple little images on here, and I got a couple picked out. I was thinking maybe one yes, one no. Nancy says no. Okay, so let me just tell you, if you need to see, if you want to see, if you haven't seen a fine line crackle demo before, a couple places you can go. Number one, you can go to YouTube, and Evita from Dainty Gifts has an awesome video on YouTube that really describes the whole process very well. And then number two, Nancy Watson from our design team, she actually just did She just did a demo for us over on TH Decor Creative Friends. And so you can go over there and watch her demo as well. So I was thinking of doing her, this one, on this frame. So what do you think? Or should I do the butterfly? Should I do, because if I can't do her on any other frame because she's too big. So, and then the butterfly is probably going to be, the butterfly might fit on that one.
No wins for the crackle.
Huh?
No
wins for crackle. Okay. So what do you think? Should I do her on this one?
I think you should do the butterfly on a different size, like a smaller.
On this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do her. Or should we do these roses down here? Because I don't want the girl to compete with this one, with this girl. So I'm gonna let y'all vote. So should I do these roses here, or should I do the girl on this frame? You guys can vote and let me know. The butterfly, I think, is gonna go on this frame, Iris. I'm gonna do the butterfly on this one. So it's either these roses here or the girl.
Thank you, Nancy.
What did you say?
She said I agree with your style.
What did you say though?
I said the butterfly should go
on this one. The girl. Okay, so we have
girl.
2 votes for roses, 2 votes for girl. It's Emily. 2 votes for roses. Well, that's not helpful. You said girl though, right? Okay, so that's my tiebreaker. So we're gonna go with the girl. Terry. Terry said the roses.
Hi.
All right, you know what? Well, I like these purple roses too. I like this
and there's
purple.
more roses now.
Should I do this purple? Okay, so here's the question now. We're gonna do the roses. Should I do these roses or this one? These ones or this one? Should we do the top right or the bottom left? You tell me.
I like this.
So this one or this, number 1 or number 2?
I personally think those ones because you already have roses. Well,
top one. Somebody said the top one. I like the top because it's got that little purple in it.
Yeah, I like it.
We can mix it up a little bit. So let's do the top. Okay. All right, we're going to do the top. All right, so let's do that. And then hopefully we'll have enough. So it's going to cut a little bit off, which is fine. And I don't want to cut any of my butterfly off. So, all right, Emily, time to go take your shower, sweetie.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just laying it over the top of that mold. And I'm just kind of squeezing in there with my fingernail so that I can get the impression. Like I'm literally kind of taking an impression of what I need to cut out. And I'm going to cut this out with scissors because I don't want the fluffy edge. Okay. I actually want a clean edge on this one because it's going to go right up. It's going to have to fit evenly right inside that mold. So blasphemy, I'm using scissors. I'm using scissors on rice paper. Joanne Rowe is actually she's going to send me a nastygram tomorrow.
That's illegal.
It is illegal. She's going to send me a nastygram and, yeah, I could do number 2 later, right? So I could do that later and I could save the girl for a different project. So that's the good thing is you can mix and match these. This collection in particular and the lavender, they're really all designed to be mixed and matched. And they just all work so well together. So I'm going to stick that right on there. And I've already painted this one with the greenish color. So let me stick this guy on there and make sure I'm using decoupage glue and not primer. Okay, decoupage glue. Yeah, stick that right on there. I love that little pop of purple too. I think that's so cute. All right, stick that right on there. And I'm not worried about that white edge because I'm actually going to take like antiquing paste and I'm going to go around the edges there. So that's not a big deal. Okay, so there we go. Boom, that one's done. All right, so that one's done. And then I'm going to get that butterfly. We'll do that butterfly. Yeah, so she's intact. I didn't cut her. She's intact still. All right, and then this one. So we'll get that butterfly. We're going to get as much of the butterfly as we can on this one. I don't know how much we'll be able to get. Probably not the whole, all of it, but we'll get as much as we can. And I'm going to do the same thing there. Okay, just kind of circle it out. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And just kind of make it like a little Easter egg shape. Stick that on there. So, you know, usually I get my husband to put the little hooks on first on the backs of these little things before I actually work on them, just because I don't want to damage the project when he's hammering on the back side of them. But I did not get him to do that this time. So hopefully we don't damage anything when we start hammering. So this is going to be really cute, I think. I think this is going to be really cute. So we'll see. So there's my little butterfly. And I love, love, love these IOD molds. There's this group on Facebook. If you're not a member, check it out. It's called Tiny Paintings. It's like IOD Tiny Paintings group. And they use these little tiny they use these molds, and they use little tiny, people make little tiny paintings and frame them with these molds. I don't know how they do it. All right, so last one, I was thinking about going back and maybe doing another one of these, maybe this rose here. I was thinking about doing that on this one. And I don't get any green. So what do you think about that? Trying to think if there's anything else I could use. Maybe this one, because it's got a little bit more green in it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that one. It's got a little bit more green in it. Now we're going to get half the rose cut off, but I think that's okay because that'll be a good composition. So I'll do that. And yeah, and these rose cards are just so, I think they're just so, they're fun. They're just fun, you know, and the possibilities with these, you can use them in junk journals. You could use them in projects like this. I mean, just really sky's the limit. All right, so there we go. So we'll cut that guy out. And I've got another little frame which sort of balances that one. And we'll stick this one. Stick this one right here. And I actually might finish all of this tonight, guys. We might actually finish. Now I won't be able to put all my like finishing touches on, but that's okay. So That's okay. Well, we'll have to go in tomorrow and do our antiquing paste. Okay, so there's my 5 little frames. And while I have this out, let me check if this is dry. Yes, it is dry. So I'm going to move these off to the side. I'll move these off to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and decoupage my paper. So I'm going to flip this over and get my little water out so I can easily cut this, rip it. Now this one I do want the fluffy edge, okay? So let me get there's my little paintbrush. Here it is. Okay. So these are gonna, I think they're gonna look really cute together. We'll see. We'll see. A little shabby chic. We'll see. So kind of a nice, I think this collection is really just such a nice balance, a nice departure for us from a lot of the heavier stuff that we do. I always look forward to spring, because it's light and fun, and the colors, we can go lighter. And then of course, I'm always ready to jump back into fall again. So believe it or not, I am actually designing my, I am actually just working on my fall collection right now. I know it seems hard to believe, but I have to work like a season in advance in order to get them all out to you on time. So, and you might not, I know this might be hard to believe, but I already actually have some spring 2023 papers designed. So, because sometimes if I'm working on something and I think like I like the paper, but it's a little bit too spring, or it doesn't feel right for the season I'm working on, then I'll just save it for a different time. And then my design team has to wait because they usually see them, a lot of times I'll share it with them as I design them. And then they get mad at me because they have to wait so long. Like the truck, the abandoned, no one wanted to wait that long for that. But, c'est la vie. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. Now I've got that cut out perfectly, and I'm going to go ahead and decoupage that right onto the board. I know, it's so hard to wait. Here's the thing is I don't ever really have to wait because once they're designed, I have the files and I can print them and use them. So sometimes I do that occasionally because sometimes I just want to see like, okay, is this going to work the way that I thought it would, like for the type of projects that I had in mind. So sometimes I do. Sometimes I make stuff and I use it and it never makes it to a paper, believe it or not. It's like I just wanted something for a particular project I was working on. So sometimes that happens too. And I guess I can be a little bit selfish like that. So how many of you guys have downloaded the Ukraine paper that I made that we shared? And are you planning to do a project with it? I would love, love, love to see, would love to see your projects with the Ukraine download. So there is not a lavender set rice paper, no, but we have, if you look under rice paper under new release, you will see a lot of the same individual images because they're meant to coordinate together as a collection. So a lot of the same images like the Belle of France and the, what's it called? Old Lace and Lavender Damask. A lot of the prints that are in that scrapbook set are available individually as rice paper, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry off to the side. And now I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish her. We're going to finish her with a little bit of dry brushing. And I'm just going to use a touch of this off-white to dry brush. And just to lighten it up a hair. Bear with me 1 minute while I get an actual dry brush. Hello, Jackie. So let's do this. And yeah, I did it. Okay. So I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to take my paper towel and dab it off. And now I'm going to just go over it with a little bit of this off-white, just to dry brush it a little bit. We're not going to go too heavy. And this effect actually just makes it look a little bit more vintage, a little more shabby chic. Brings out a little bit more of the detail. Than just doing like wax on top alone would do. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. So kind of see how it's bringing out a little bit more detail in the mold. And I'm not completely covering. I'm not completely, covering or making it white necessarily. Probably going a little heavier in some spots than others. So these two colors, the Pentart Mud Gray, and this one is called Ivory. And then the other one that I like a lot is called Earthy Brown. I would say are my go-tos. Okay. Yeah. So, and then what I'll do, so you guys voted not to do the fine line, which is fine. We don't have to do fine line. So what I'll do, like when this is fully dry, is tomorrow is I'll give it another coat of varnish or another coat of decoupage glue once it's fully dry. And then I'll go around with some antiquing paste. Okay. To make it look, and that's going to even add more of a vintage effect. Okay. So while I have this on my brush, I'm going to get these little guys, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with these little guys too. So we're going to go ahead and get some dry brushing on these little guys. Yeah, it softens it up, it just makes it look a little bit aged. Little shabby. So, and then brings out some of that detail as well. So I'll do that. Yes, I love mud gray. I really do. So I'll do that. And but yeah, so on the Pentart, like we have so much stuff coming in. We've got moss effect coming in. We have decor foils, like the metallic foils. We've got metallic flakes. I mean, like, they have so much stuff. It's really kind of ridiculous how much stuff they have. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. So we're moving. We're also moving. Decoupage Queen. All of my stuff is moving this weekend. We're moving just down the street to our own dedicated office space. So we're going to have a lot more square footage to work with. My girls who pack my orders are super grateful because they're going to have like legitimate packing tables and just a much better situation to work with. So I'm excited about that. Okay. So there's my dry brushing. It does make, it makes such a big difference in the outcome. And then of course, when you hit it with that gold wax at the end, and I'll let you guys decide which wax I use. It's like, oh, cool. Okay. All right. So there we go. There's that. Okay. All right. So those are done. Let me go ahead. And this is not fully dry yet, but that's okay. Actually, I don't know. Is that okay? Let me let this dry a little bit more before I stick those on. But you guys saw what I was going to do with this, right? So I'm going to stick these on to here. Okay. So no big mystery there. We'll let that dry a little bit more because I don't want to go touching it accidentally. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some gold wax. And on this one, I actually used my bright gold wax, which is this one. This is metallic wax paste. And I'll just show you the difference. So this one is a bright gold. And then I have a different one. This is called an antique paste. So this one is a little bit duller and it's a lot less vibrant. So you can kind of see them side by side. One is more antique-y and it's going to be a little bit more aged looking. And then the other one is just going to be a little bit more vibrant. So you guys tell me which one you want me to use, number 1 or number 2. And again, this is wax paste. Number 1 is wax paste. Number 2 is actually called antique paste. So you guys tell me which one you want me to use. I'll take a vote and I'll go with the winner, number 2. Okay. Nancy says number 2. Facebook user says number 2. So far we've got number 2. Terry says number 1. So I'll do, if we get 2 more answers, number 2. Okay, so that's, so number 2 is the winner. All right, so we'll go with number 2. All right, so and I'll show you how that looks. Let me see if I can zoom up one more time. I think I can. There we go. All right. Yep. All right, so number 2, we're going to use the antique paste, and I'm just going to put it on my finger. Do you want me to zoom in as I'm doing it one more time? Yeah, I think that's better. You can see what's happening, right? All right, so number 2, and my dry brushing is actually, it's dry enough now that I can do this without any problem. So I'm just going to use my finger and I'm just going over the whole thing. Okay. And I may actually go in, you know, once I do the antiquing paste, which is just a brown like umber paste, and I'm going to hit all around the edges of that. I may actually go in and hit some of that mold too with the antiquing paste as well. So yeah, this just gives it kind of a delicate gold. It's not overbearing. I think it's nice and soft. And really brings out some of those highlights too. This mold is gorgeous. Again, I think I got this one on Amazon. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's really pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty. So you guys made a good choice. I think you guys made a really nice choice. So very, very feminine and soft. So not a harsh look at all. So perfect. Perfect. Okay. So when I look at it in the sunlight, I may hit it with a couple other little things, but yeah, I think that is off to a beautiful, beautiful start there. And I'll go ahead and do, so there we go. That's very pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same over here with these. And I just love the way these little ones are turning out. They're so cute. So sometimes I'll even go back over it like with like a silver color as well, just to kind of soften the gold so it's more of a champagne. So sometimes I'll do that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet or not. We'll see what we think. So there's that one. And then here's this one. And I think what I will do, just so you can see what I mean with the antiquing paste, I think I'll go ahead and trim up this outline on this one so you can see the magic that is antiquing paste. So you do this for a little while and your finger starts to hurt from all the friction. Some of these little molds have a lot of little bumps in them. All right, so there's that one. And here's this one. So yeah, this is really cute. This was a fun project. This was a lot of fun. Different from what I normally do too. So, but yeah, when I made this paper, I actually had I wanted to frame her like this. So it's good that we got to do that. All right, so let me grab, this is my antiquing paste here. This is called Umbra antiquing paste, and Stamperia actually makes one too. Stamperia, I guess I should say. They make one too that's pretty nice. It's a little bit thicker, and I like that one a lot too. So let me just show you. I have a little bit of that paste on a paintbrush, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right around this edge and kind of cover up that white with this antiquing paste. And you can see it just really starts to blend. It starts to just blend the whole piece together. So antiquing paste is my best friend. It covers up all the mistakes. It's, I don't think, since I discovered it, I don't think I have finished a project without it. Awesome. I haven't watched it yet, Terry. I need to go in and watch it. All right. And then I'm going to go in with that paste, and I'm going to kind of work it into some of these details as well. Okay. So now it really looks very aged and authentic. You can also take it and, like, once the image is fully dry, you can wipe it on the image and then wipe it back some as well. So I'll do it here too. And as long as you've got a good layer of decoupage glue on there over the top, it's not going to damage your paper or anything. So don't worry about bringing up those fibers. Ideally, you would want a second coat of decoupage glue on here before you did this. Okay. So that's what I'm doing here. Kind of hitting in some of those areas. Okay. And that just finishes it off. Gives it more of an aged vintage effect. You know, brown wax, you know, certainly would do the same thing. Even black wax would be fine. So this one's not dry enough yet, but so you get the idea here. Okay. I got one more. Let's see, where's my other, this little one I might have already done. So yeah, that one I already did. You know, you can bring some of that paste into the paper as well. Get some of those corners in there as well. So see what I mean? You can kind of wipe it back. Oops. Okay. So here we go. There we go. There's my 5 little frames. Let me trim this off just a little bit more. There we go. All right, now, okay, I think this is ready for me. I'm gonna do the antique paste on this one tomorrow. I'm gonna do another coat of varnish. And then this one, I think I'm ready to go ahead and glue down. So we're gonna put that right there. So thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. This is just, it's so much fun to play with this stuff. All right, and this is decoupage varnish, not heavy body gel. So let me get my heavy body gel. All right. So let's glue this down. Bye, Nancy. We'll see you next time. We're just going to glue all this down, and then I think we're going to call it a night, guys, and I will share my finished projects tomorrow, or maybe the next day, depending on how much I get accomplished tomorrow. So stick that guy right on there and make sure he's nice and straight. And then I'm going to put this one down here in this corner. He's right there. And this one is going to go down here. So it's just a little board with some mini shabby vignettes. And you could do, you know, just for an idea, right? And then let me get this guy here. Thank you, Iris. And this one I will put think I want that like that. Yeah, I want the butterfly up here. And this one, I will put him right here. And boom. There we go. So yeah, I think that works. And I'll just show you the side by side because these are meant to go together since they're kind of done in a similar style. So here's my side by side. So there you go. There's my Shabby Chic challenge kickoff, and I really hope you guys join in the challenge, and I cannot wait to see your Shabby Chic projects. Hope you guys have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your week, and thank you so much for watching. All right, bye-bye.